So I was sitting out with my dog in the living room, and all of a sudden, the poor soul, he just started acting so weird. I mean, like absolutely terrified. So I thought maybe I would just go ahead and take a quick video and just see if I could see anything crazy hanging out. Crazier than usual, rather. Hey there, little one. You see yourself? Hey guys, how you doing? Look, I wanted to update you on some of the stuff that's been happening in my room and just kind of around for the last week, because I've seen some really big changes I want to talk to you about. And look, I'm going to talk about these things that have been in my room. So if you have a child around you, you might want to just stop and watch the video by yourself first and make sure that it's not going to be something that might frighten a child. You guys know how I am. I'm not scared of it, but I want to make sure that we kind of protect the little ones just in case. Okay, so there's one thing that's been kind of running through my mind is that we know that they're shapeshifters, right? We know they can look like pretty much anything that they want to look like. So believe it or not, I kind of have a skeptical heart about me, or at least I did. Now, of course, with all that's happening, I mean, I can't not, I can't deny it because it's just so much stuff that's going on. So, like I said, we know that they can shapeshift. So the very first time that I saw something that was like, you know, kind of like rocked me a little bit, was at my window. I think I told you guys, I looked over and I saw my, I call them my 90s guys because they got beautiful hair. They're tall and slim. And I saw them kind of struggling at the window with something. And then I got a look at what it was. Oh my goodness. It looked like the classic Dracula vampire bat. I mean, it was a humanoid figure with black leathery looking wings, a bald head, and it was trying to overpower my guardians at the window, the three at the window. So me being who I am, you have fight or flight. I have fight. I mean, it's just my instinct. It's what happens when I'm kicked into that situation. I guess it kind of kicked in with me because I jumped up and was going after it. And I mean, the thing is, Jesus gave us the right to banish demons. He gave us that authority. So I'm not really concerned about my actions because it was just an automatic response. However, the next night, my guardian that's behind me and the one that's to the left of me, they were quite concerned about my actions. So much so that they just whoosh, hovered me in, and I had like this much space to look out of. I think they were trying to keep me from seeing anything that I might accidentally go after or purposefully go after. And so that brings me back to the skeptic point, because I kind of thought for a while, well, maybe because they can shapeshift, maybe they want me to trust them. So could they have set that up where that guy was trying to come through? Could that have been a setup so that I would feel protected and I would feel safe? I really thought about that. But then I thought about my the actions of my guardians the next night when they kind of did the, leave me a peephole space. They didn't have to do that. They could have just, protected me like usual. But instead, they gave me that peephole space so that I wouldn't see anything else in the area around the room. And I understand that. So that leads me to believe more on the side of that they are genuine, that they are genuinely trying to keep me safe and they're not trying to make these things up. So with that being said, the past week has just been nuts. I mean, I've seen such an escalation that I want to share this with you guys because I don't know what this means. I don't know in the long term, short term, what it means, but there's just been some stuff going on I want to share with you. So, Thursday night, I put a post on the community tab because Thursday night was just a poo storm. I mean, it was really something else in there. When I got in there, my angel, I think I told you guys that it's a conglomerate of white beings. One night when I saw it, I saw the guy who looks like the Kiss Band guy, except the opposite. Like he has very big white hair, I think like a light tan face. He's with the white beings all the time. And I saw him kind of like poking out of the angel's wing. So I know that the angel is a they. It's many different, I shouldn't say many, but it's at least a couple different beings that combine to make the angel. So Thursday night, as I was lying in bed, one of the beings that makes the angel is so adorable. I know I told you about him. He looks like a cartoon dog. He's so pretty. Blue, bright blue, bluish gray kind of eyes. It's hard to tell, because it's dark. And he looks like he's got a fluffy cloud that makes up his fur and stuff around him. He's adorable. Thursday night, it looked like they kind of had him trapped on my bed. Like they were pushing down on him on my bed. I'm like, what in the world? There were the Kiss guys, the ones I've nicknamed them Kiss because they look just like members of the band Kiss. They're very white faces, very black, big hair. 3 of them were in the room, and they looked older than most of the Kiss guys that I have seen before. And they looked bigger and they looked stronger. And they were coming at me, and I was trying to, make sure I take my chill from the angel, make sure I try to keep kind of chill. So I did. I kept, very laid back, kind of chill. Then there was another one that came behind them that looked like Batboy from the window. I mean, wings and all, but different face. So it was a different being. Then a tall gray was in there also. I mean, can you imagine, guys? And my guardian that's right behind me, bless his heart, I could feel him up on my cheek. He was trying his best to give me some comfort, and he was kind of leaning forward like, if you try anything stupid, I'm here. He was just being so sweet. He really was. But it was a lot of stuff coming at me. And I started getting a little, mad, to be honest. Because, no, you don't have that right. You don't have that right to be in here. So the next day, eventually, my guardian showed up and got everybody out of the room. But the tall gray really kind of concerned me. And because he did not have a peaceful look on his face, I'll be very honest with you, he looked menacing. And so it made me wonder, back to that shape-shifting thing, could it have been? Or are they in contact? There's got to be some kind of connection there, guys, because I've seen what looks like a little Eben coming in with the white ones. I've also seen the cat people, what they call the cat people. They are supposedly, I've done a lot of research on these, and they are supposedly beings that are from another star system, and they come from a planet called Lyran, supposedly. I don't know for sure, but I can tell you that one of my white guardians looks like a cat hybrid, like a big cat hybrid, like a lion kind of hybrid. And like I said, I saw the little Eben, and then I saw the tall gray. So there's got to be some kind of connection there, and I don't know what it is. But I'm, of course, going to keep on working on that, try to see if I can find anything that really kind of puts them together. Like, right as all of this was kind of escalating, there's one little being that I have seen a couple different times that fits the description of a shaitan, a jinn shaitan. He is all black, compact size, maybe only about that big. It looks like he's like thick, like he's got hair or something on him. And he has bright red glowing eyes. And I mean, they glow. Like, they glow so bright that when he's behind the angel, I can see those red eyes coming through the angel. I mean, he glows that bright. So with him, the times that he has seen me, it's like as soon as he looks at me, those eyes turn to like a white, a neutral color. And the rest of the time that he's in there, they're a neutral color. Sometimes when the angel does his spreading and popping them out, sometimes he will get popped out with them. And sometimes I'm not 100% sure, but sometimes it looks like I might still be looking at him once in a while, peering over the angel's wing. So when in doubt, assume that it's not good. I mean, I assume that it's not good. So that night, after they were all coming in and the big ones were starting to come at me, all of a sudden there was like an invasion of the white ones. They came in and they were like, oh no, no, you ain't doing this. And boosh, I had the angel in front of me, very strong angel right in front of me, popped them all out. We were good to go the rest of that night. That was Thursday night. Friday night, oh, I felt bad for the angel Friday night, because Friday night, the moment I got in the bed, poosh, the angel spread out right there, very protective. My guys also were closer in on me, like they were more protective. I woke up a couple of times in the middle of the night. You know, you just roll over and you wake up, and the angel was there on top with his wings spread out over my bed every time I woke up. When I got up in the morning, I also saw like the white cloud over top of my bed. So I know he was there all night. He might have been like, I kind of felt like maybe he was feeling bad because of what had happened the night before, and he hadn't been there right away. It wasn't his fault. I got to bed a little bit late. And like I said, it looked to me like something was pushing down on the part of the angel that is the dog. It looked to me like something was pushing it down. So like I said, I do not feel like it was, you know, anything that the angel did. So Saturday night, but I had that little laser pointer light. So I brought that to bed with me because I thought, you know what, if they start messing with me, I'm just going to bring up my light, start blinding them a little bit. So that day though, after everything had happened, that Saturday, I blessed the whole house. I sprayed the whole house. I lit candles, you know, went through the whole routine. Like going at them fire and brimstone. I haven't been going at them like that. I had been going at them in a manner, I've said, you know, I do not want to become fond of you if you are not going to be part of the light, because I do not want to miss you. So if you are not part of the light, then you have to leave and you have to stay away. That's it. You have to stay away from me, my family, my house. I go through all that stuff. So Saturday night, I mean, I didn't see anything. I don't know if there was anything there for sure or not, because like I said, the angel, as soon as I got in bed, poof, was right there. Bless his heart. So Sunday, I took my son, my oldest son came over, and I took him in my room and turned the lights off because I thought, you know, I see these so clearly now. I thought, I wonder if his ability to see them, because before he could not see any of them. So he said, but one time he had this, what we were calling something thumper, fuzzy thumper. That's what we called him. It was some being that came through on the strawberry moon. He came through here in my yard, did not show up on the camera. I mean, I was so disappointed. I went through all the footage and you really couldn't see him, but you could see him clearly without it. So he had one of the same beings come up to him when he was taking the trash outside from his job. So he saw it clearly then. He thought it was a stray dog. So I was just curious as to whether or not, you know, he could see anything better. I do oftentimes have a white streak in my room that is not like a natural light, because I don't have any. I have blackout curtains and I have one little light in my room off of my little mini fridge. And so it's something that is supernatural. So I saw it across and he saw that across, but he didn't see anything else. It was funny because we went in there early. We went in there like 7 o'clock at night, I think. And we just laid down in the bed with lights off. And I just said, tell me what you see. Oh my gosh, those Kiss guys were so funny. They are a trip. I just don't know 100% what to make of them. I think some of them might be super bad. I really do. I think those big ones that were in there, I think they were the super baddies. And I don't know, maybe they were just trying to scare me because I'm not scared of them. But they were so funny. Oh my God, they were like little kids. They were creeping up alongside the bed and peeking up at me, trying to make sure that my son couldn't see them. They were a trip. They were cracking me up. And I mean, I'm looking at them, I'm going, look, you just need to stop because I see you. I see you creeping up here. And then they would just kind of slither away and go back to the end of the room, which is where my closet is. Isn't that funny how kids always say, there's something in my closet, Mommy. There might be something in that closet. So that's where they actually go to, is like to that back side of the room where the closet is. It's just, like I said, they were being funny. I mean, they just cracked me up. I wasn't upset about them at all. That night, they didn't bother me. So, Monday. Let's talk about Monday. Okay, so Monday night, I got to see more of the composition of the angel. Oh my goodness, it was so cool, because I don't think I did a good job really of explaining kind of how he does this. But my bed is in the corner. Let's say that this is my bed. Right here's my, I use a vintage potbelly stove as my nightstand. So right here's my nightstand. And right over here is just a little bit of space where I have like a cabinet, a little cabinet over there. So what they do, the angel's wing will come, because right here's the wall, right here's the wall, right here's a window. I hope you guys can see it. Here's the window. So one angel wing will come over here and kind of like block them, you know, that way. And the other wing, though, will come up kind of at an angle to a vintage cabinet that I have. So whoever is over here in this corner, they're completely comfortable with that being in my room. So I have a big like guardian over here. He was, when I was telling you, he was like burly. I can't really get a good picture of him, but he's a really big guy. And the one behind me is not, I can't really tell how big he is. He doesn't seem like he's huge. He seems like he might be kind of a little bit like the 90s guys, but one time he did something so funny, it cracked me up. I asked him if he was an elf, because I've been looking into Norse mythology, and there was a dark elf, which is not a bad thing. It's not dark like, you know, evil. It's dark like just dark colored hair and a dark appearance, because they work underground. They're known for mining and for blacksmithing in the Norse mythology. So I wondered if, because he had black, you know, hair and stuff. So when I asked him, I said, are you an elf? He flings his head down in front of me. So here I'm laying down, I see his head go whoosh. And he doesn't want me to see him. He's always backing away from me. Well, this time he came right down in front of me like, do I look like an elf to you? He was so funny, it cracked me up. I didn't want to laugh at, you know, because I didn't know if he was being silly or, you know, whatever. So I said, does that mean yes or no? I got nothing, you know, I don't know. So when the angel wings out, sometimes I've noticed that this guardian that's over here on this side, he will kind of like make a bridge between the wall and the top of the wing to like keep them from coming down there. And the my guardian behind me, a couple of times he's done the same thing, but not always. Just once in a while, he'll do the same thing. All of a sudden, you know, stuff will get really, really dark in my room. But on this side, it's just, I only have like a full-size bed. And so the angel wing is right here by the wall. And I got to see Monday night some more of the composition. So at first I thought it was just one being. I thought it was the really, you know, beautiful, like cartoon looking dog. And then I saw another being part of it. And then I saw these coming out. So I know that it takes at least, a couple of different white beings to make that entity. And of course it has like that really thin looking neck and the kind of like a reverse or like a bowl kind of head shape. Sometimes these little beings crawl all around the angel. They crawl around its shoulders. They crawl around its neck. Sometimes, once in a while, one of them will kind of let loose and it will kind of fall down into the angel. So I think what they're doing is they're just kind of it kind of takes them back to their own dimension, I think. I mean, that's kind of what my guess is, because the ones that are up around the angel's neck are not, they don't seem like they're naughty, and they're not looking at me menacingly. They're not trying to hurt the angel. But the ones over here, they can get pretty aggressive about trying to get around the angel, because I've seen the angel like whacking at them, swatting at them. Last night, my little kiss guys were at it again. They were trying their best. The angel was kind of late getting there. And I saw some of the kiss guys in the back. And like I said, some of them don't seem to be like they're trying to be evil. They're just silly. Really, they're just being kind of silly. Like trying to sneak up beside my bed, and trying to sneak on the bed. They had a new try on Monday night, a new thing they wanted to try, and that was to see if they could sneak underneath of the angel. They couldn't. They couldn't get underneath of the angel. It was something else. So this is funny too. One came at me really fast, and it just kind of startled me. It didn't scare me, it just startled me. And so when he got up to me, I laughed my butt off. I'm like, you startled me. I didn't know you were coming. And it kind of looked like, oh man, you mean I didn't scare you? I'm like, no, you didn't scare me, buddy. You startled me, but you didn't scare me. And I'm like, silly guy, go on. And I just kind of, I try to kind of make it sort of light. But last night was really interesting. And this is why I really wanted to get you guys kind of up to speed about this, because it was bizarre. So I have these kiss guys coming back and forth, but my guardians around me, the one behind me, they're not like hovering me in. They're not doing anything like super comforting. So I've been kind of trying to take my lead from that to see, maybe what could be in there. So the kiss guys were there. They were trying their silliness, trying to go, trying to sneak up on me. They thought it was funny. But then at one point, there were only 2 white beings in my room, and they made the angel. But the weird thing was there was no tether and no head. So the 2 beings made this connection. And I gotta tell you, I really felt bad for them, because the kiss boys were misbehaving. They were trying to get underneath of it, which they couldn't, but they were trying. And then there were some other ones that were in the back, some of the big, bad, ugly looking ones. Winged one, the little red-eyed guy was not in there, but there were some other ones that were super creepy. They were up to no good, you could tell. So more and more started showing up in the back. And what these beings did, which was really odd, I'd not seen this before, is that they sort of evaporated into a fog. And within this fog, all of those beings were kind of trapped in the top part of my room in this fog. Now, some of them would try anyhow, and they would come flying like they were flying at me, but they could only get so far, and you could see like the fog streaking around them like it was elastic. You know what I'm saying? Like it would stretch out, and then they would pop right back through again. And it stayed like that for quite some time last night. And there was one thing that happened that I thought was very odd too. There was a being that looked like a dog, with like a cartoon dog almost, but he was like a dark brown color and had very long snoot and very big teeth. Remember I was telling you guys I've been looking for teeth? He had teeth. Well, some more of the white ones had shown up by this point, but they too were within this cloud kind of area. Him and one of the white ones went at it, face to face, tooth to tooth. That was shocking. That really kind of blew me away, because the white ones have always been so very passive aggressive. It's beautiful. Like I said, I've been trying to kind of follow their lead and not, not be thunderous, because I don't really know what's going on, So for that dog to come at the white one, and the white one came back, and the dog was gone pretty soon after that. So for them to be, I understand why the white one would do it, because he was coming at him with teeth like he was aggressive. And the white one, took care of him, but he wasn't, he didn't like vanish. He went, I saw him, I watched him like going out the window. And the really strange thing about it was there were some that seemed like they were aggressive, like some of the dark guys in the back seemed like they were kind of aggressive. But the white ones were just kind of like there watching them. They were kind of moving around, but they weren't like, trying to do anything hostile to them. But then most of the hostile ones just left. I guess because they figured they weren't going to get by with anything, so they might as well leave. So they went ahead and left, but I could see like some of the kiss guys. I could still see them in the back of the room. So I know that they were still there. And there was like the weirdest thing. I'm watching this guy. I guess it was a guy. It kind of looked like a male head, male shoulders. And he was holding something that looked like a swing with two kids on it. And he's like swinging these two kids back and forth. And I'm like, what kind of paranormal soup have I fallen into? I don't understand this. They are amazing. I love those white ones, and my guardians too. They are amazing. But the mouth to mouth thing kind of made me think that there's some, there's something more going on right now than what we know. And of course, if I ever figure out how to actually have a conversation with them, certainly I will do that. And I will ask them, just kind of what's going on. Because I just don't know. It was just such a weird experience. It really was last night. But it seems to me like things are picking up. And I don't know if they're picking up because, there's two ways of looking at this. There's the biblical way. The great battle is coming upon us. And I know now that if that's what it is, my white beings are definitely the good guys, because I have seen the other side. I know that they're not good. Some of them are very, very not good. The 90s guys, the bigger ones, the older ones, no, they are definitely bad. The younger ones, though, I tell you what I started doing. When they would come up to me, the younger ones, I look right straight at them and I say, are you going to be a part of love or not? And then they just sort of back up. Are you going to be a part of love or not? Some of them stay when I ask them that, and some of them leave. So I don't know if they're divided. I certainly hope that they seek out God, our Creator. I really do. And I hope that they decide that they want to be a part of something beautiful. I do know that the white guys are on the side of good. I'm very confident with that. And the guys behind me and the one beside me, I know that they're all trying to protect me in my room. Why in the world? I don't know. Other than maybe it's because I'm going to be one of the ones when all of this hits the fan. I'm going to be one of the people on the planet who are going to be able, or try at least, to calm people down and to tell them about the experiences that I've had with these beings, to give them comfort. Because when I first saw all this stuff, 2 months, I was in shock. I hardly said anything to anybody for 2 months. So you guys who are staying and following along, I love you. I appreciate you so very much, because you are also going to be the ones who are going to be giving comfort to people who had no idea that any of this existed. And it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. And because things have escalated, I don't know. I think 2023, might be the time that we see all of this come to fruition. Just my guess. I mean, just because of the rate of activity, how much faster it's gotten, how much different it has gotten. And if any of you are also, under any personal attack in your homes or whatever, make sure you keep a flashlight with you. If they start coming at you, I would try that flashlight. And you can just turn the light on. But the big baddies, I would say prayer. I mean, I would think that you might need a little bit of reinforcement with them, because I don't think that a light is going to be enough to deter them. When they got close to me that one night, I actually could feel them on my skin, like they were up to something. I mean, they were up to something. So if you're having troubles, prayer, definitely prayer. Rose scented candles, rose spray, those have all been pretty effective. But like I said, for me, I've had the white ones looking over me, so I felt pretty safe with them. One last thing I want to talk to you guys about. Sunday night, I had the coolest thing in the sky, and I'm not really sure. I think it was just something normal. I don't think it was anything paranormal, but I think if any of you have seen this, or if you know what this is, can you tell me? Can you leave it in the comments? Because it was really cool. The moon was out, and it looked like a perfect ring of clouds around the moon. It also had some colors, like a very, very faint hint of like rainbow colors in one or two places. So my thought was maybe it was because there was a lot of humidity in the air and the light was pushing through that area. And that's why we were getting the colors, like the rainbow colors kind of thing on the clouds. But the more I thought about it, I thought, well, there weren't really any clouds inside of the circle. They were just like on the outside. And on the inside of the circle, I could see the sky pretty clear, and there is something up there. At least one, I think there are many things up there near my house where I'm looking at, because I can see them with my naked eye, but I can't get them on film. There's just not enough light. I have tried and tried and tried. Just not enough light for me to get them on film. So if you guys know, if you've seen this before, if it has a name, can you tell me? Because I just thought it was pretty cool. So on Friday, I have a video coming out. I should call it something like the Renaissance beings, because all of the photos were taken in low light, and they really do remind me of Renaissance paintings. Some of them are just absolutely beautiful, especially I put some at the end that are so cool. They are just gorgeous, but I took them at that time of night where you've lost almost all of the light, so they're a little muted looking, but very cool nonetheless. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I love you. I'll see you soon.